everything for me when I first got started. I'm going to show you how to build a six-figure digital business in 90 days from scratch, just the way I did. I was able to get to, when I first got started in this space, in this industry, using the Ascension business model, which I'm going to talk about here over the next few steps. It changed everything for me. It took me from making 5-10 grand a month to making 25 and then 50, and then I got to over $100,000 in East, okay, by rising. Hi, Michael Force here again. And welcome to our first step, which is solo advertising. Solo ads are basically utilizing someone else's email list to get them to click on your link. I'm going to walk you through exactly how it all works and the do's and don'ts, what to look out for, the pitfalls to make sure that you don't get trapped or you don't lose a lot of money when it comes to solo advertising. So I'm going to walk you through this step. There is going to be ups and downs with solo advertising. There's going to be good lists and bad lists, saturated lists, lists that are fresh, all that kind of stuff. I'm going to basically give you the lay of the land when it comes to solo advertising. Make sure that you don't get trapped in any pitfalls or crevices or cracks to make sure you've fallen further down the mountain. We don't want that. So I'm going to make sure I walk you through that. So let's jump into solo advertising step and I'll see you on the inside. Here. Welcome to our traffic training course here. This is lesson 1. Learn the do's and don'ts of solo advertising and avoid the costly mistakes. Let's jump right into it here. If you haven't heard of a solo ad, you will soon enough. It's the go-to traffic generation at the moment for most top-tier and/or affiliate companies or programs out there, and has been for the last couple of years. Solo ads are one of the most effective forms of email marketing. The process kind of goes like this in a nutshell. You find a broker, a list broker, you pay that list broker, and you receive your traffic. And that's really it. It's really that simple, and that's the beauty of it and why people like it. It's really kind of a done-for-you solution. Obviously, there are some intricacies to the process, which we'll cover in this lesson, but get ready to get excited, as this was a long-held secret by the top-tier producers for many years before it was cracked open and revealed to the masses. And it's the process that has created a ton of new producers in the space. A solo ad is, in essence, an email. The email will contain content that you have either written yourself or have asked someone to write for you. That will intrigue the recipient to open and read it and then take action that you have paid for. The action could be as simple as clicking the link in the email, signing up on the page the link goes to, or even buying something that you've promoted or are selling via the email. A solo ad usually has 2 important parts: a captivating subject headline that can grab the recipient's attention amongst the ocean of emails they receive every day, an engaging body of text that compels them to keep the email open and read all the way to the end, or as far as they need to until they reach the call to action. So far so good, right? Nothing too complex? That's what contributed to the rise in solo ads amongst newbies over the last couple of years. So, good question is mostly because of 2 reasons. They don't know about it. They know about it but don't understand it well enough to execute it successfully. Like all other marketing techniques, solo ads carry a small risk when with them as of not delivering ROI. If you manage to get sucked into buying from a dishonest seller who sells you trashy traffic on purpose, or even a decent seller who sells you bad traffic by accident, chances are you've been put off for life. And I have as well. I've spent millions of dollars on solo ads and email marketing, and I've had hundreds, if not thousands, of very profitable campaigns. And then there's also ones where I've lost a lot of money as well. Unfortunately, this kind of thing can happen in these situations, but there's no reason to fear the technique. If you've got food poisoning once, would you stop eating forever? For every bad seller, there are 10 good ones. The winners are the marketers who cultivate a strong mental attitude towards their advertising campaigns, knowing the difference between a bad batch and a bad campaign. And this is what we offer here at Digital Altitude as part of our traffic packages. We have spent the last probably 15 years, myself, sourcing essentially all the traffic providers and brokers out there and knowing who's legit and who's not and what works and what doesn't work and who to trust and who not to trust. And I've essentially sourced and found all of those good providers, and I am able to pass them on to you as part of our traffic packages. So to get with your traffic coach, check out some of our traffic packages. They are incredibly powerful and important. They will essentially allow you to earn while you learn, because we can start driving traffic for you as soon as tomorrow, and you can start getting sales. So they're really incredibly powerful packages while you're learning some of the other techniques and strategies. But traffic packages are definitely one of the key things. But again, I wouldn't recommend going out there and just trying anyone. I would definitely recommend making sure that you follow our lead, because we have been out there and we've sourced everyone and we've tried it all through the School of Hard Knocks and trial and error. And like I said, I've probably spent $1 million on more things than I would like to admit to when it comes to traffic generation. So I've tried it all, I've tested it all, and you can put your trust and your faith in us that we have really figured out what works and what doesn't work, and can save you a lot of time and money through those relationships. So get with your traffic coach, check out the traffic packages, and let me jump back in here to this training here so you kind of have a sense of it. Now, really, like I said, for every bad seller out there, there are probably 10 good ones here. The winners are the marketers who have cultivated a strong mental attitude towards their advertising campaigns like we have, knowing the difference between a bad batch and a bad campaign. We track everything, so we know. Anyway, back to the good stuff. Solo ads have only recently been exposed to the many, where before it was a secret weapon for the few. Because a solo ad is really an email that goes out to a specific group of people. You need to find someone who owns a list of people specific to what you want to market. You have to get a niche. Okay, very targeted. Now, if I was selling a new type of running shoe, I would go out and find somebody who'd cultivated a list of runners and athletes who would be willing to send out a promotional email linking back to my website where I sell my new running shoes. That's really how it works. So in our space, it would be someone who has, a list of entrepreneurs or people who want to start a business or a business opportunity or in network marketing, internet marketing, online marketing. Any one of those type of lists, you can usually get a lot of return on investment from. You need to make sure that the owner of the list has built a good relationship with his or her list, and they'll know that. And they also know that that list will like and trust him or her and or their recommendations. So when it comes to an email marketing, the mechanics seem simple, but it's a delicate balance between maintaining regular contact with your list and not overstepping any boundaries, leading your emails to be labeled as spam. A good seller or broker is someone who fully understands the mechanics of email marketing, how to build relationships with your readers, how to segment and cultivate a list of openers and clickers, how to filter out those who are not interested, and how to not burn out the list by over-promoting it. These brokers can be individuals who have worked hard to build a list, or they can be huge publishing companies. It's up to you to find out who's got the right kind of traffic, and this usually happens by running tests until you find a winner. And again, if you have the abilities to negotiate, that's even more of an advantage, as you might be able to get some extra traffic for a lower price. A lot of these variables and nuances are the reason why we offer traffic here at Digital Altitude, to really kind of get you off and running, to make sure that you're not having to go through the sifting and sorting process and spending your hard-earned money to find out what works and what doesn't work. We've done all that for you. So that's part of our Digital Altitude traffic packages. Now, the type of traffic you actually purchase comes in the following formats. Either they're sold by clicks, leads, and or buyers. Those are really the only three options that you're going to be able to buy traffic from when it comes to solo ads. Now, clicks are the most common. Imagine you paid for 100 clicks to your website. That means the broker will send out an email with your link in it, and you should receive 100 clicks. It's the same with the leads, except that when you purchase a lead, the person who clicks your link then visits your page and submits their own information, name and email, on your site to learn more about what you're marketing. The third is the most lucrative and elusive type of traffic, the buyer. This is somebody who has already spent money with the broker and is expected to spend more. Therefore, buyers tend to be the most expensive. But remember, we're looking for an ROI here, return on investment, not cost. So if a buyer costs you $150 to acquire, but you know you'll make $500 from them, then it's an investment and not a cost. Once again, you need to be keeping an eye on your metrics. Just like all the other forms of paid advertising, if you splash your cash recklessly in a scattergun approach, you'll likely come away feeling burned and feel like you've been scammed, even though you didn't. Take a calculated, professional approach. You need to remember your CPC, or cost per click, or lead, or buyer, if that's what you're buying. You need to ensure that your seller offers you all the stats after the campaign so that you can analyze or have your own tracking in place. Do your due diligence. Keep an eye on your stats. Ensure that your email content is targeted and attention grabbing, and your website page where visitors arrive is user friendly and easy to navigate, and you'll be well on your way to mastering solo ads. So exercise, I want you to reach out to your coach, plug into them. They'll give you the recommended, what's recommended for you based on your budget, based on what kind of your goals are, all of that kind of stuff. And you can get plugged in there with your coach around traffic and the traffic packages. And feel free to answer any questions, have any thoughts, ideas, concerns, so on and so forth. Express them to your coach and get plugged in there, and they'll get all the answers you need. And I will see you on the next lesson. Take care.